Had to start with that. Hey, everybody, it's Friday, part 2 of our InventoryLab show. So just going to wait for a few more people to get in the chat and get on board. I really do appreciate all the emails and correspondence. And I went to other people's chat and they said, hey, Paul, what a great show. What a great show. I appreciate all the feedback from everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. I understand that a lot of people that couldn't make it watched it last night and early this morning before they went to work. And then they responded afterwards that they liked the content. So today we'll have more content for you. And who knows, maybe this weekend you too will be an Amazon seller. I know that I have stuff to put up and it's in my InventoryLab, and I just have to add some more pieces, and then I'm going to ship it out to Amazon because I love it when I get the email from Amazon that says, Amazon just sold one of your pieces, basically. Because I don't have to ship it. I don't have to pack it. I just wait and collect the money. Sounds easy. Sounds too easy, but it's better than the email from eBay saying, you just sold something. So get off your tuchus, pack it, ship it, because you got to get it out by tomorrow or you're going to get dinged. That's one reason I did FBA, is because it's like hiring another person that is not in your house or is not in your warehouse or is not in your store. Amazon is like they're taking care of your stuff for you. So just concentrate on what you do best and what you like to do, which for most of us is sourcing, buying, the treasure hunt. Get them, send them up to FBA, use InventoryLab, get them up to FBA, and just wait for those emails. I probably get at minimum one a day that says, we just sold one of your items, we just sold one of your items, and then you see your bank account grow. So it's like the perfect storm. So once again, like I said, I appreciate everybody that responded, that loved the content. And like I said yesterday, 2 people are going to win a prize that spent the whole seminar with us. 2 people. And they're going to get a swag bag from InventoryLab. So I'm going to do the same thing today. So 2 different people, if you stay on with us through the whole seminar, Monday when I go on, I will announce the winners to that. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the customer engagement coordinator extreme, Jeff from InventoryLab. Hey,
Hey,
Jeff.
everybody. How's it going?
Proper intro.
Love that intro.
Yeah.
Especially like the Joker.
Yes, I listening to that Michael Jackson song earlier, that's part of it that's in there. And I've always loved it. And I said, I got to use that. And it's kind of like I wanted a button, but the closest thing to a button on StreamYard is that. So
there you go. That works, though. That works.
It does. It does. So great stuff yesterday. Really good information. We did get one question, and let me see if I can get it. I got so many that I was wondering if InventoryLab has a visual schematic chart showing the entire basic Amazon InventoryLab process. That comes from Smile.
Yeah, we have, and it's linked in one of those handouts. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's linked in one of those handouts, the listing with InventoryLab, and it's a quick start guide. So basically, it walks you through the steps that we did yesterday, from creating a batch, listing your items in the batch, printing your labels, going to the creation of shipments, and then box content, and then it takes you into Seller Central and kind of finishes up there. So yeah, we have a couple of quick start guides, one for FBA, one for merchant fulfilled, and there's also a video link, I believe, for the merchant fulfilling aspect.
Okay. I was having a problem yesterday finding out how to add PDFs to my YouTube videos. So I have to research that a little bit more. Or if somebody in the chat knows, let me know and I'll do it. Worst case scenario, you just email me and I'll send you the email with all the links on it.
Yeah. A lot of helpful information there. And so I'm glad everybody found it useful. So hopefully today's will be just as useful for you. So
yeah, definitely. Well, thank you everybody for coming in. I don't want to waste much time saying hello to everybody separately. Just hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming in, and sit back, enjoy the ride, and keep your eyes open and your ears wide open, because you're going to learn some cool stuff today. Put them in your community tab.
Let me go ahead and get my screen share going. So should see the list and prep page, I hope.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So, we went through the list process yesterday. I did want to show real quick how to upload a shipping plan, because we mentioned if you use a prep center, and if you're not familiar with a prep center is basically you buy your items either online or maybe you do some retail arbitrage and you send everything, or have your wholesaler send everything to your prep center, and then they'll charge you a per item fee, anywhere from $1 to $3. Yeah. It really varies. But a lot of prep centers will just want to be added onto your Seller Central account. So some prep centers use InventoryLab, which makes it easy, but others don't. So if you have one that just uses Seller Central, what you do is you go up to your closed batches page and click there. And that's going to be all the batches that you've created on the list and prep page. So for example, this webinar batch we did yesterday, I click on that and it expands. And then what I want to do is I want to export the shipping plan file. So just click there, and I'll just do change the title. And then once I save that, now the next step is to go to Seller Central. So this is kind of the main page of Seller Central, and you can access all the different reports and things like that. But what you want to do is you want to go to Inventory and then Manage FBA Shipments, and that's going to show your shipping queue, which is what we have here. And you can see that the shipments we did yesterday are right there. But what I can do then is go right up here to this Upload Shipping Plan file and click there. And then on this page is where you do all of the uploads. The first step is already done for you by exporting that shipping plan file. It's perfectly formatted for Amazon. So all you have to do then is just choose the file. And let's see. I just have to find it. I download too much stuff here. There we go. And it shows right there which file I've selected. It's just a small text file. So then I'm just going to upload it. And then you just have to wait for Amazon to process it. It shouldn't be too long because there's only 2 items there. And we're going to see errors because we're not allowed to, sell that item, obviously, but this gives you the process anyway. Sometimes it takes longer than others. But what happens is once it's already it's received and uploaded and ready to go, then you can create a shipment from that. And here we go. So it's all ready to go. Now all I have to do is go back to my shipping queue, which is right here, and go to shipping plans. And there's the shipping plan that I uploaded. You'll also see the shipping plans from the shipments that we've created. So you want to make sure you get the right one, but I want to work on that shipping plan. And then part of that is making sure that I have the addresses right. I can set up if I want to prep or have Amazon prep, those sorts of things. I can just click there. Amazon prep would be, they would, bag it and do all of that stuff. But I can select all of that right here. And that's basically it. You just set it up and then create your shipment. And then once it's done, then you can process it. But as Paul mentioned yesterday, there's a lot of steps to creating a shipment within Seller Central, whereas with InventoryLab, it's kind of seamless. You don't even notice. All this stuff is done in the background.
Right.
But, so that's kind of how that works.
Let me ask this. Yellow Brick Road said, my prep center enters things like me, and I gave her a login for Seller Central. Mm-hmm. And you've mentioned prep centers several times. Is prep center, is it a big thing now to have a prep center do your work, or is that for higher ticket items? Like I have sitting on my table in the other room is probably 125 video games. So we're only talking a space this big.
Yeah.
But I've never looked into a prep center. I've never considered one. Isn't it also, don't they charge you like $1 or $2 an item or something?
Right. So you have to make sure you have enough profit built in to actually take care of the prep center charges. But if you're doing, say you do wholesale and you don't want to have that stuff come to your house, or if you're like me, my wife and I about 3-4 years ago, we started full-time RVing. So we just move around the country. And so I don't really. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a dream. That's a dream. All right. Go ahead. That's another show altogether.
Yeah, we could do another show on that. I can show you what we do on a daily basis. But currently, we're in Oregon at my mom's house. So, nice. But yeah. So if you're doing online arbitrage, or maybe you work with a wholesaler, you don't want to have the stuff sent to your home. You have it sent to your prep center directly. You put the information into InventoryLab. Send the feeds to Amazon, and then you just upload that shipping plan, and your prep center takes care of printing the labels and prepping the products for sending into Amazon. So it is pretty popular. There are a lot of prep centers across the country. Some advantages if you go into like a tax-free state like Oregon. There's a couple of prep centers here I know. You purchase the stuff, and if you have it sent directly to them, then there's no sales tax on it.
Oh wow!
You have to be careful of those.
Somebody I used to watch all the time, his YouTube, and then he just stopped all of a sudden, but he opened a prep center.
Oh, okay.
And he's in Oregon.
Yeah.
Jesse, I think, or something. I forget his name. But see, my problem, and I love the idea, because I do a lot of toys. I get them, from the companies or whatever. But for me, there's not a lot of markup in toys.
Right.
If there's $1, $2, $3, that's a lot. because especially when like Hasbro will sell them right directly to Amazon and they own the buy box.
Yeah, for sure. But
But
if you have the more expensive items that you can build in a lot of profit, it might be something to look into. You also have to be careful if you're like for Target. I know if you buy a lot of online stuff from Target, I've heard reports of them just canceling orders because they don't want their stuff resold, which it seems odd to me because it seems like, well, they get the sale and then you're reselling it. Why do they care? They got their money for the item. So,
yeah,
but
Money from Mars says Charles, aka Chaz. That's him. Yep.
oh, okay,
He started a prep center. I don't know
gotcha.
if he's still doing it. He used to be on YouTube all the time, and then all of a sudden he just stopped.
Oh,
Thank you,
maybe
Money
that.
from Mars. But is a prep center, not to get off topic, but is a
Mhm.
prep center very popular? I mean,
Yeah, we have quite a few that uh, are on sub accounts. Sub account, when you have your InventoryLab subscription, you can have two sub accounts. And so some of our customers will create one login for people that source for them. So they'll go out with Scoutify 2 and go out to the different stores and buy products they find profitable. And the other email or sub account they can set up for their prep center. So their prep center can then log into InventoryLab and then process the batches that they create or you create, and then they take care of it all on their end. But also they can do it just in Seller Central, which is what a majority of them do. They don't want to have to learn a new tool, so they just have you upload the shipping plan, and then in Seller Central, the prep center takes over and takes care of all that for you. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty popular. There's a number of prep centers that do. There are some out there that do eBay. You send your products to them, and then they'll store them for you, and then they'll process them and fulfill them for you. I've
well,
heard of that happening as well. But again, like you said, if you're doing toys and there's not much markup, it doesn't leave a lot of room to have somebody else prep for
right,
you.
exactly. I
Yeah.
know Melanie, who's in the chat. We joke about her, and we call her like the wholesale queen.
Oh, okay.
A prep set, man. She's getting some fantastic deals, wholesale deals on new items, new with tag items.
Oh, very nice.
That might be perfect for her.
Right.
And I love the idea now too, because I didn't realize that a prep center would also do eBay. So that's just another way to get it out of here and to make sure it's processed.
Right. Yeah, you pretty much all you have to do is find the profitable products and send them out, and then you're kind of done.
Yeah, see, that's like now in your situation where you are RVing. One of the reasons why I gravitated towards FBA is because we were going home a lot, and I live in Central Florida, but home is Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
So, but last time we went home, we didn't know when we were coming back. So it was a month, or actually 6 weeks, 7 weeks. So to have my store closed, my eBay store closed, and
Oh,
not
yeah.
earning any money from it, at least when I have FBA, I still get those emails say, "Hey, we just sold something, and you'll get your money in a week."
Yeah.
So I have to look more into a prep center then, because that might be just as good for eBay also.
Yeah, I know there's not as many for eBay, and I don't have any off the top of my head, and I'm not sure exactly, but I know that there are some out there. But yeah, I mean they'll even store your products, and they'll do eBay, Amazon, those sorts of things. So if you did wanted to stick with merchant fulfilled, your prep center can also do that. So that's also an option. Not
Yeah,
all prep centers, but some do.
I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, Melanie, we'll have to check on that, you and me. But like she said, it sounds interesting because she's been getting some awesome deals. Like her latest one, I think, was leather bags,
Oh,
brand
nice.
new leather bags, and she blows them out on our online auctions. And it's like, I don't know why everybody's not bidding on these things, because that deal is so fantastic.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. Sorry to get off topic.
Oh, that's all right. So that's kind of how that works. Now, the other option or another thing I wanted to show you was sales. Now here we don't sell in this account, but let me see. We did have some accidental sales. way back. You can see these are all from 2018, 2019, but this is kind of what the sales will look like when we get the settlement report from Amazon. We actually get these sales daily, but then it's finalized once we get the settlement report, which usually comes out every 2 weeks. And then you can see the order ID, you know, the date, if it's reconciled, meaning it's all completed and all the information's there, how many items, the order price, the buy cost is there, and this is your net profit. And this net profit is after you click on the order ID and it lists all your different fees right there,
Oh,
your buy cost, your referral fee, the fulfillment fee. Now, this fulfillment fee, if you merchant fulfill, you won't see that. That'll because you're handling that part of it, but you will have the referral fee. And then, yeah, so it all lists it all out so you can actually see what your actual net profit and ROI are compared to when you list. It's kind of a hypothetical because, you know, you're working in your shipping and it hasn't sold yet, so that sort of thing. But you also have that for your merchant sales. A little funny story here about our merchant sales, because when you do a merchant batch, as soon as you send the feeds, the listing is live.
yeah.
So back in 2018, these 3 products were accidentally listed live on Amazon and they actually sold.
Oh, for
We
real?
didn't, for real. So we didn't have them in stock because we weren't planning on selling anything. And it's like,
Right.
okay, now so we had to go out and find these products and send them and fulfill these orders and then shut the listing down right away, you know. But
Oh,
you could
yeah.
tell we took a loss on that one, made some money on this one and a
Yeah.
little bit on that one. But yeah, it was kind of funny. It's like one of the developers didn't realize that it went live and then we're getting these notifications. Oh, you have a sale. How do we have a sale on this account? Oops.
Right.
Okay. But yeah,
Cool.
mistakes happen.
Yeah, but that's cool though that did like that. Wow.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about today was the settings, because that's really to streamline the process and make it more efficient for you. So if you go to your advanced settings page, and your settings is just right up here, and then you go to settings. Um, on your advanced settings, that's where you default from last entry. So when you're listing items, you can have the cost default. That's usually not that's something usually you're going to have to um, change every time. So that's not something you'd want to do. Discounts, you can't really predict where you're going to get them. But sales tax, if you shop in the same area, you can have that defaulted every time. If you have another cost, say you want to built in your shipping materials, maybe you figured out that every time you send something to Amazon, it costs you $2 in, you know, box costs and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
If you always buy from the same supplier, you can have that default and all these other categories. So when you're listing the product, as you scan the product or search for the product and it populates right there, those items are going to fill in from the last product that was entered. And so it'll just keep going so you don't have to worry about that. And it'll stay that way until you change this information on a listed item. And then from then on, it'll be the new information. But we also track your returns, your removals and returns. And if it's sellable or unsellable, that kind of determines how your buy cost is accounted for, because we do that for you as well. Your removals and disposals, we keep track of the buy costs. So if you have items that get returned and they're damaged, you want to make sure you're accounting for that buy cost as an item that you can't sell again, because, you know, that was a cost to you. So we
Right.
do all that automatically for you. And then here's where you can turn on and off the total cost calculator, just right there.
Okay. Cool.
But there's a lot of other settings to get into. I mean, that's a whole show really on these
Yeah.
settings and what's best, but that's kind of where you do it. And that's one of the major ones you want to make sure that, and your auto price rules. I'm just going to discard changes. But that's kind of, so your list price, you can have it to always match your list price. You can just set your own, match your last input. You can also have it as a percentage higher or lower than the buy box if you like, or based on your ROI or profit margin. So it kind of automates that process for you. Same with the min and max, which you get into it. But
Well, let me ask you a question on that then. When
sure.
you scan something in and that's the only item, so you click on it, and on the right it shows FBM and FBA prices, and it shows more than one. What is
Right.
the significance of more than one showing? If it shows like it'll show like several in acceptable condition, several in like new, instead of just showing one and one and one.
Right. Excuse me. So like on this one, oh, of course, okay, there we go. So the FBA prices, if you're selling FBA, that's really what you want to focus on,
Yeah,
because this one has the buy box. So that's what's in the buy box is this price. But
right,
Amazon gives us in the API that we use, they give us the um, 10 most competitive offers. So we're going to show other offers as well. So you can kind of see what others are pricing this at that aren't in the buy box. So you can see that these are lower actually, but they don't have the buy box because we believe Amazon has it, and that's why it's a higher price than the buy box. When Amazon sells out, then it would default to one of these two.
okay,
If you're if you're selling merchant fulfilled, you want to just focus on. You kind of want to know what FBA is going for, but you also want to focus on here because this is what merchant fulfilled sellers are selling this item for. These
right.
two. So that's kind of what the significance there. And if it's a used item, um, then it would go here. You don't see that on.
And if you just want to match those prices, you just double click on it and it automatically
Yeah,
pops with that
just
price.
click on it. If you just watch this field here, as I click on a price, it's just going to change each time, and that's where that auto price setting, it'll automatically, it would have set to the buy box here. If there's no buy box for FBA, then we'd set it to the buy box for new.
Okay.
So that's kind of how that works. But yeah, that's what those prices are for. Gives you a
Yellow,
comparison.
right. Yellow Brick Road is asking, how do I have my MFN batches default to free shipping?
Okay, now the shipping, you have to set that up in Seller Central. Um, Again, one of those handouts I sent you that is on merchant fulfilling with InventoryLab. We have links to each of those pages, but if you go to that webinar page that I showed yesterday, and that's this page here, we do have merchant fulfilled webinar on here that we've done in the past. And Chrissy actually walks through, this is it here, how to merchant fulfill your products. She walks through, in part of that webinar, she goes step by step on each section in Seller Central that you go to set your pricing for your shipping. We are working on a way to add that into InventoryLab for the shipping templates, but that's what you want to do is set your shipping template up in Seller Central. You can also set particular ASINs or MSKUs actually in Seller Central to default to a certain shipping so that they're not using your main template. Maybe you want certain items to go for a little more shipping based on the handling that it requires for them or something along those lines. Maybe it's a more fragile product, so it requires more packing material, that sort of thing, extra care on it. So you want to have a higher shipping cost for that one, but that's where it's all done is in Seller Central.
Yeah, she said that it's set up correctly in Seller Central, but InventoryLab still defaults to migrated. So she's going to open up a ticket in InventoryLab.
Migrated for your shipping cost for merchant.
Yeah, the
Is that right?
batches default MFN batches.
Right. So that's all going to be happening in Seller Central. We don't have anything to do with your shipping settings for your batches. So we wouldn't be able to help you with that. You'd have to actually go to, let me see if this is a merchant. Nope, that's not it. Let me go back. You'd actually have to go to Seller Central support for that, but I would check on that particular item and see what it's set up on your manage inventory page. If you go to inventory, manage inventory, it should have something about shipping right here. So like these aren't active obviously, but that's where that's done.
Oh, okay.
So like your shipping stuff, you have to edit the item, I believe. Let me just see here if we can figure it out. It's inactive, so it may not work. Um, Yeah, I have to actually have it in there. But your shipping is done by going up here to settings and shipping settings. And it could be that that particular MSKU is set up on a different template, and maybe it's set on your manage inventory page. And if so, that's why it's not following your default. Because I think is this what you're talking about? Your
It is set correctly in Seller Central, but my settings in Seller Central state free shipping, and that's what defaults when I list via Seller Central. She's just saying that it InventoryLab defaults to migrated.
Yeah, but we don't have any control over the shipping, is what I'm saying. When it goes to
Okay.
yeah, we don't set that, and we don't have any control over setting it. That's all done in Seller Central. So it's some setting in Seller Central that's not.
Yeah. So Yellow Brick, email me, and
yeah, we can certainly look into it on our end to make sure. But the
yeah,
setting.
I'll send you that email with all the links so you can check it out also.
Yeah, but it would be done in here, and if there's maybe that if it's set up correctly and they're still defaulting, Seller Central would be able to tell you why for sure. I would definitely do that. Get that in writing though. Sometimes people call, but I prefer those cases in writing because then you have something to fall back on if they change their mind. It's like, well, you said
Right.
this, now you're telling me
Right.
this, you know.
All right.
But yeah, if you have free shipping set up, it should follow along unless there's something in for that particular item. But the shipping settings are all done in Seller Central though, so it's nothing that's controlled within here. If that makes sense.
All right. Yeah, just email me and I'll get you that email with all the links.
And if you want to open up a ticket in support, feel free to do so. I'm not discouraging you from doing that. I'm just I don't think we'll be able to help, but we can at least direct you to the right section to request help from and which team in Amazon, because they have several different teams that deal with that stuff.
Yep.
But we'll get you on the right path and help you get through it. And if they need information from your account with us, definitely we can help with that too. So
we'll get you back on the Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to quickly go over, which is probably going to be of interest to your viewers as well, as the unlisted inventory, which is something new this year. And this allows you to keep track of your inventory that you don't necessarily have on Amazon. So it's not in Seller Central. So this could be something that you're just selling on eBay or Etsy or any other marketplace.
Okay.
And so you can see these are all listed here. These are not on Amazon, although if it has an image, that means that it's connected by an ASIN to Seller Central, to the product in Seller Central. But for example, this one, A Better Book, it's not assigned, it's not attached to an ASIN. It's no image, so it's not attached to anything in Amazon. And we just have a tag here for that's actually one of the sellers or the customer champions that's acting as a seller there. But if I wanted to assign something, I can search on Amazon to find it. So then that would connect the ASIN and the image and the title, or I can just enter the details manually, and then I can call it whatever I want, like Joker statue, since we have the Joker make an appearance. And then it's going to follow the same MSKU settings you have in InventoryLab on that custom variable MSKU. The purchase date, the quantity, how many of those I have. Let's say I have 5 of them. If there's a UPC attached, I want to make sure to put that in there. I'm just going to put let's put a blank one or a made up one. If there's an expiration date, who I bought it from, the condition, how much I paid for it. So I paid $50 for it. And now I can tag. So here I could say, well, I'm just going to sell this on eBay. And then when I hit the space bar, I can create a new tag. So maybe I'm going to do, Craigslist. I don't know. I haven't used Craigslist in forever. I'm assuming it's still out there.
Oh, yeah.
But I could have those. Okay. So I have those listed. That's where I'm going to have those listed. So then I'm just going to add it. And you can see right here, I don't have it. I can always assign an ASIN later if I choose to. I can click on that, and then it'll pop in and say, yeah, let's go ahead and look for that item on Amazon. It'll attach the ASIN. But I can just search too now. I can just search by, if I just want to show eBay items, I can put that up there, and it's just going to show me my eBay items. Even if they're attached to Amazon, if they have that eBay tag, it's going to be listed there. You could even put, maybe you want to use this for inventory control, and you have a large garage or warehouse, and you have bins or maybe shelves. You could put the shelf location, bin location. There's all kinds of combinations you can
Oh, wow.
use for your tags. Yeah.
So this is basically for keeping track of your inventory.
Right. So, we attach, with InventoryLab, you have to have an Amazon professional seller account. That's the monthly plan, because that's the way their API works. We have to have that so we can pull the right reports. But if you also sell on another marketplace like eBay or Etsy or some other marketplace, and you don't want to have your items listed on Amazon, you can keep them listed right here and still keep track of them. Just put the marketplace there and maybe another tag for where it is, or any number of tags you can put in there. I can click right here and I can edit the tag if I want to add another one real quick. And we don't prevent you from attaching it to an Amazon item if you want to, and then we'll add that ASIN in there. If you have a UPC, the best thing to do is to add it manually and then attach the ASIN later, because Amazon does not. They'll search for UPC, but they won't attach a UPC to the item once we use the Amazon method. So if you want to save that UPC, the best way is to add it manually and then assign the ASIN later.
Okay.
I think you can also just add, always go back to Folgers. Need to come up with something new. So if I wanted to add this one, I think I can add in the UPC. Maybe I can't. No, I can't. So yeah, because Amazon does not send us UPC. You'd think that would be since they search for it, you'd think it would be part of the information they give us, but they don't.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's the way to make sure you add that UPC in there, is to add it manually and then connect Amazon later. But that's kind of how the unlisted inventory works. And again, we have another webinar that's strictly on unlisted inventory, because we went through over an hour of going through all the different ways of using this. But again, that's when you're back on the list and prep page. I can search Amazon and unlisted. So if I wanted to search for Joker statue, as long as it's had time to sync, it should show, and it does. There's the one I put in there. So I'm going to use that MSKU, but it's going to actually connect it to an Amazon listing. I'll have to find an Amazon listing. I'm not sure if this would let you. Yeah, it's going to give you an error because it's not connected. So you'd have to connect the ASIN first before you could actually add it to a batch, which makes sense because you're sending it to Amazon. So you want to have it connected to a listing.
Wow. Okay. Excellent.
But that's kind of how that works.
That's cool. Yeah, I just realized too, today is the last day for free removals.
Oh yeah.
For Amazon.
One thing about those removals, if you do the free removal thing, they usually put a little stipulation. Usually it's 90 days to 6 months where you cannot send that same item back into an Amazon warehouse. You have to wait it out.
Right.
So you always keep that in the back of your mind. If you're going to do a free removal, make sure you find out how long that it is before you can send the item back in.
Yeah, I think I did some already, and I only got 3 items back. Because most of the stuff I have up there, 90% of the stuff that I have up there is video games.
Oh, gotcha.
I do have some action figures, but the only thing that's selling day after day is video games, which I'm thankful for.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
All right.
But yeah, that's and it works, the same way it does with listing Amazon stuff too. The other thing too is a lot of people don't use InventoryLab to its full potential, or stratify, which is what this part of our application is called. So you can keep track of your other expenses and other income. So if you wanted to go to the accounting other income page, I can add, for example, here's a a sale that we tested out. We had a sale to TJ Maxx for $100,000. That'd be nice. But
Yes.
you can add those in and just keep track of a category. I can create a category here. So let's say clean Craigslist, and I can say whatever I wanted, the date, the amount of the sale, and a description, and then just add that, and it'll be listed here. And that category is going to then show up on the profit and loss report. So, oops, my mouse is acting up.
Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely not using InventoryLab to its fullest.
And then the same works for other expenses. Any expense associated with maybe your other marketplaces, um, food, cell phone expenses, anything related to your business you want to put in there. You can put all that stuff in here, and it's going to show up on the profit and loss report as a line item. And then you can see that all these are added, but the Amazon expenses are all going to be up here that are pulled in automatically. Again, it's kind of hard to see this on this account because it's a test account, but that's kind of how you can keep track of this, and it will itemize everything for you, keep it per month, and it'll actually figure out your net profit for the month based on all of your expenses and that sort of thing. So you can kind of see here, like you can put your Amazon Pro subscription of $39.99 in here, so every month, and you can make it recurring if it's an ongoing thing.
Right.
It'll just automatically add for you every month.
So there's no need for QuickBooks anymore.
That's a tool. Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to use a check register, you could even for your expenses, you could even put in the notes field the check number. And then you can export this as a CSV file. And so at the end of the year, you export that and you can send it to your accountant, and they can manipulate pull the information that they want out of there.
Wow, very nice.
We also have inventory valuation. If you're using a cash basis accounting, that's where the other expenses and other income would come into play. But sometimes people use a hybrid, which is cash plus they kind of combine an accrual method.
Yeah.
And so with that, you want to do your inventory valuation. And so what we do is we'll keep track of your valuation based on a certain day. So if you wanted to find your valuation on January 1st, we don't have any listed there. That's why you've not seen it. But I can go to January 1st of this year. And as long as I've been an InventoryLab customer, it'll show up there what my value is for my unlisted, my inbound, my Amazon fulfilled, my merchant fulfilled, and then I can get another report at the end of the year. So that's kind of how you would keep track of your accrual-based accounting for your inventory. Kind of do that for you, make it easy in a report.
And Yellow Brick Road, once again, I love, love, love the accounting feature.
Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like Yellow Brick Road. Sounds like you use it more than some of our customers.
More than me.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to call you out, Paul. I was just, but yeah.
No, it's okay. I've been called out before. Adam wants to know, does the accounting information sync with GoDaddy or QuickBooks?
Well, you can export pretty much anything. So your other income, for example, I can export this as a CSV file.
Oh, okay.
And then usually most of the companies will allow an import of a CSV type file. But
Yep.
check QuickBooks. I think QuickBooks does. Xero, I think, does as well. There may be other ones. We're looking into integrations where now we just have repricers, but down the road we hope to have more integrations, such as with accounting programs. So it'd be a very simple process for that stuff to get transferred over, but it takes a lot of work in the background to get it done.
With this, why just end the $19.95 QuickBooks fee per month and use this?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, because this, Yellow Brick Road, we definitely have to talk, and I'll have to get you on the show sometime because you're doing the prep center. You're using this, sounds like, to almost its full extent also, and I'm not at all. But this sounds great. We're quickly running out of time. Do you want to hit on Scoutify a little?
Yeah, let me
Because that's something
switch.
else I don't use.
Yeah. Let me switch to that. Give you a real quick rundown. Whoops, wrong button. Okay, let me open this up, and there we go. So you should be seeing Scatify now as I'm tapping through.
Yep.
Okay, great. So when you open up Scatify, you're first right on the main sourcing page. So when you're at a business, for example, and you want to source a product, let's see here, I got something right here we can try. I just tap on this bottom center. This looks like a little barcode scanner, and that's exactly what it is. I just tap there, opens up the scanner, and say yes. See if these are like a little sample pack. So I don't know if it's going to be, oh yeah, there we go. So when it shows up, it tells you all the different listings. And so you just have to pick the right one.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's kind of hard because Amazon is scaling back, or they're trying to fine tune this, but you'll get a lot of listings sometimes for the same product. So you always want to look at the rank, see what the rank is. And that's that number there that's in the orange. But for example, let's say it's this third one down. I just tap on that. And now it gives me the image, and I get more information. It's packet 24 if that's what I have. If not, I can go back and then try the next one. Try that top one. So that's the bag that I have. I just have a single bag. It tells me the ASIN, which is right there in the top part. I have the target cost, and that's something based on your settings. So you actually have to have your cost. If you're, let me get something that we've actually searched for in the past to give you a better option on this. We'll go back to Folgers. So in target cost, what I'm doing, I'm going to go to my settings, which is in the lower right, and I want to make sure I have ideal buy, which is something that matches all my settings in here. I want a desired ROI of 50%. I have my ideal buy on. Amazon's not the merchant. Maximum offers. Great rank only. It's kind of like what Scout was showing. I can also set up my shipping and all of that. But I'm going to go back to this. Now, I need to set, it's going to go default to the list price of the buy box. My cost per unit, let's say I purchase that for 2, and I can set my list price as well. But this is an FBA channel, and I can, if you're going to merchant fulfill, you can just tap on that, and you can hit that toggle. And now this is where you can put in your shipping as well for the product, so you get a true idea of your net profit. So I'm going to save that. And you can see that this is not very profitable for me at a cost of $2 and a list price of 6 based on the shipping and those sorts of items.
Right.
I'm going to lose money on these, so I definitely wouldn't want to do this. But I could look at, let me get something that's a little more profitable. You see how this changed to, see, it's orange up here, so it doesn't meet my ideal buy, whereas these items here are in green. Now that meets my parameters that I've set, and I also get that green thumbs up, so I can tell at a glance that, oh, this one meets my settings, so this should be profitable for me.
So this is basically you're scanning. If it gives you a thumbs up, you put it in the cart or you buy it.
Right. So I'm going to look a little bit more on here. I'm going to put in my cost. This is merch fulfilled. So let's see. I put my cost in at $2. I know it's profitable because that's what that target cost up here. That's if I buy this at $5.52 based on what ROI I want, it's going to make me profit. So since I got it at $2, I know at a glance that that is something that I can make a profit on. And I can tell the profitability by just tabbing on the profitability. And again, this is merchant fulfilled, so we don't have the FBA fulfillment fee or the monthly storage. But it kind of tells you at a glance how much profit you're getting based on the list price, which is set to match the buy box. I can also look at history if I've sold this before. The other option is up there on hand. It tells me how many I have on hand in my inventory. And if I wanted to know what storage was, if I was selling it merch fulfilled, or FBA, I'm going to switch that back. And now it gives me my total fees for storage in 1 month, and it shows you the profits going down in the negative the longer it's stored. So if I'm going FBA, you can see that 57 cents is my target cost to make money because I have to pay fulfillment fee.
Correct.
So, and it tells you your expenses are too high. This won't be profitable at your chosen list price. So I can't list it at this price. I have to make sure I buy it cheaper at that list price, but I can also just tab on that. Maybe I sell it for $50. And now I know because it's based on all the expenses, because those expenses go up the higher the price is. So that's kind of why that stuff changes. But that's kind of the information. It gives you the size tier, the dimensions, tells you the ranking in the green. I can tap that and it changes to a number ranking if I prefer that instead of a percentage. I can tab it again, changes back to a percentage. So it's whatever you kind of prefer. But yeah, these are the.
So a lot more in-depth information than just using the Amazon Seller app.
Right, and the Amazon Seller app is free, and they actually will tell you if it's a hazardous material. We'll tell you if it's restricted, and you can go back to that one. It doesn't have, actually, let me search for a new item. Those are old items that I searched, but let me just do another Folgers, and I'll pick a different item. We'll try those. At the very bottom of the screen, you can see it says log into Seller Central in settings because I'm not getting my restrictions. So I need to log in to Seller Central to get that. And once I do that and I log into Seller Central, then what I would get would be a red indicator right next to research, and it would show that, hey, you can't sell this because you're restricted. So you have to make sure you're signed into Seller Central if you want to use that option. And that's just done on your settings. I can sign in right here and do all that.
Okay.
And I can turn that on and off if I don't want to check because I already know what I'm going to buy. I'm, approved in. But again, we also have a webinar just on Scoutify 2 and Scout that we go into detail on this stuff because there's a lot more to it than what I'm able to show you here. But that's kind of a broad overview of the information you can get on those items.
Right. Yeah. Once again, I've had it now since I've had InventoryLab and haven't used it yet. And I have gone sourcing. And I just, I just haven't used it yet. But yeah, it's obvious that I am not using inventory to its fullest extent. That's for sure.
The other thing I want to show real quick is I can add this to a buy list. So that little green add button, I can tap that. If it's something that's profitable, if I've already put that in, it should still be in there, but I didn't. So I'm just going to add that real quick. I can add the tax code, how many items I'm going to buy, and then I just pick a buy list. So I can pick any number of buy lists that I've already created, but I'm just going to stay with my buy list. And then when I add it to a buy list, I can see that by clicking on the little shopping cart icon. I can go to my buy list, tap on it, tells me all of the items that are there. And by clicking on that little airplane icon at the bottom, I can email this list to myself. And then what I talked about yesterday about creating a batch by a buy list, that's what you use. You just import that into Stratify and it creates your buy list for you.
Oh, wow.
So I can show you that real quick. It won't take long if you want to see that.
Sure.
Okay, let me go switch back to Stratify here. And so we're on the list and prep. Once everything populates, I can create a new batch, or I can also, if I have a batch already created, I just want to add these items to, I can just import that by list. So let's do that. I'm going to select the file, documents, go to my webinar docs. I have a bad habit of talking myself through what I'm doing. I don't know if that's. But the items on the left are what you can map your spreadsheet. So even if you create your own spreadsheet of by, say, maybe your wholesaler sends you something and they have different titles for the columns, all you have to do is just map them here. So this is the options on the buy list, and it comes perfectly formatted from Scatify too, so I don't have to change anything. But if you got something from a wholesaler, maybe your your purchase price, your list price might be something else, or your buy cost might be, purchase price for you, that sort of thing. So you can just map that. But once I do, and I click next, it's going through the process of checking your current inventory that we have synced over from Amazon. And you can see on this buy list, I already have this in inventory. So there's a duplicate in the buy list on this one. But what I can do is if I'm going to replenish all of these, I can just click on replenish all. I can ignore these MSKUs and use new MSKUs if I wanted to, or I could delete all these and use new MSKUs. I want to avoid that, but I can replenish all, click yes, and it's just going to verify which MSKU I want to use. You can tell we have multiple MSKUs, which you probably won't. And if you don't, then it's just going to pick the one you used last time.
Yeah.
If I have duplicates, I'm just going to merge those duplicates and it goes into the one listing. But when it does, you can see that it gives me my multiple costs for each item. And then I have one more issue, and that's another duplicate. Once I duplicate that, and I go through the Amazon validation, and now it's checking to see if they're, hazardous or you're gated in something, that sort of thing before you even add it to a batch. And if it is, then I think we talked about this yesterday. It will remove it from the list, so it doesn't get added to your batch automatically. So
Yeah.
But that's how you use the buy list from Scatify to import. And you can see like these, we went through this yesterday with the meltables. It's not even going to add them to the batch, but
Right.
everything else it will. And once I click add to batch, those items are going to go into that batch. So that's a pretty good option to use. I'm just going to cancel out of that. But
That's very cool.
yeah, if we have any questions on anything, I can certainly work to answer those for you.
Anybody have any questions on InventoryLab in general, Scoutify? Just put it in the chat and we will review. And don't forget, I'm going to announce those 2 winners from yesterday. And for those that have been here through the whole seminar today, for the whole class, or whatever you want to call it, learning experience today, we're going to announce 2 more people, 2 new people on Monday's show. So if anybody has any questions, I know there's about a 10, 12-second lag. So if anybody has any questions, put it in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for coming in, spending some time with us, learning InventoryLab with all of us, including myself. I mean, I've had it now, but I'm still learning, obviously.
I'm learning all the time. They're always updating something, and so I have to, make sure I'm caught up. So it's a constant process. So
Yep. I just want to say thanks to Jeff for coming on Paul's show. This was super informative for those who are new to inventory, plan on joining, seasoned people. Yeah, Melanie, I can see this being a good fit for you. With those awesome wholesale deals that you've been getting. And we're going to talk a little bit more to Yellow Brick Road and find out about the prep center and what she's been doing, because she's been using InventoryLab way more than I have. So we're just getting a bunch of thank yous and amazings. If I could get back on Amazon, LOL, we'll get you back on Amazon, Melanie. We will get you back on Amazon. Melanie's husband threatened to throw her out if she buys any more stuff. That's how bad it's.
I know I'm on the edge myself. My wife, she's like, you need to stay off Amazon. It's like, okay, but
Yeah. But when you get the deal, like her deals, man, when you get the deals that she's been getting,
oh yeah.
how can you resist?
Some of those treasure truck deals are pretty awesome. I always get notification on that. So
Yeah. Well, I don't think we have any questions. If you do, just email me and we'll try to research it together. If not, I'll forward them to Jeff.
and also I also want to repeat what I said yesterday. Anybody that stayed on through the show today and was here yesterday, uh, I'll give Paul the link where you can book a one-on-one with me for an hour time just to go through, kind of hands-on in your account so you can see how it works in your account. Here we were doing a test account, so there might be a different situation with yours. So that kind of gives you an hour of time with me where we just share a screen and answer any questions you might have. So
yeah, that's priceless too, everybody. That is priceless right there. Thank you very much for offering that.
Oh yeah, my pleasure. Glad to do it. Appreciate you guys sticking out with us for the last couple of days.
Yes. All right. So no questions. We're almost at our hour. So let's announce the winners from yesterday. Got to find the screen. That's not the screen, but like I said, any chance I get to use that. So what are the winners going to get? They're each going to get a $10 Target gift card. I thought that I would just give a gift card instead of a piece of merchandise or whatever. Love the info. Wish I had you guys a few years back. Well, you can always use them again, flipping.
Yeah, never too late.
So
also, Paul, if those winners want to, if they'll email you their mailing address, we'll send them the swag bags from InventoryLab. So.
Oh, that's right. You're each gonna get a swag bag from InventoryLab. I'm just checking. Okay. Let's see. Do I have a drum roll? Oh, lousy drum roll. Let's see. Hold on. So Melanie, that's the only way it would come out, is Melanie and Yellow Brick Road Reselling are our winners. Let's see, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do this? This? No, nothing, huh? All right, I can't show it any better. It was on StreamYard. It's just as one of the plates. But Jeff, this has been awesome. Thank you very, very much. Like I said before,
my pleasure.
I got plenty of emails and text messages, and I go on someone else's chat last night and said, "Hey, what a great show! That's cool." And I just caught it. I was at work, and thank you. So I'm sure that'll happen again tonight. But thank you very much. Thank you for doing this for us. I will get you Melanie's.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you. I will get you Melanie's and Yellow Brick Road's info. And ladies, I will get you out your Florida Target gift card, which means you have to come to Florida to use the gift card. No, I'm just kidding. You can use it in any Target. I just thought the Florida one was nice instead of something that says, you won. Any last thoughts or anything, Jeff?
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on and great questions that we had. And again, I'll send you that link, Paul, and then anybody that was at this one or yesterday's, they can book that hour with me and through that Calendly link. And look forward to get some one-on-one training with you.
Cool. Very good.
That
Thank you
applies to
very
you
much.
too, Paul. That applies to
All
you
right.
too. So if you want an hour, use the link.
Oh, definitely. After looking at this, yeah, definitely. And don't forget, everybody, Jeff has already emailed me that email with all the links on it, with all the other PDFs and stuff. If you're interested, email me and I'll get it to you. And then I'm sure Flippin' Frozen will show me how to put it on the page because I haven't figured it out yet. So thanks, everybody. Thank you very much. And I don't know if I'm going to be on this weekend, and Monday, Tuesday, little iffy because we're supposed to be getting a hurricane.
Well, stay safe in that case.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Take care, everybody.
Ha 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 ha!